What is going on, everyone? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day. If you guys have never watched any of my videos, my name is Ricky. I have a little bit over 150,000 subscribers. We have a free trading community. It's actually one of the fastest growing trading communities out there. It's called TechBot Solutions. It's the third link in the description. And if you want to surround yourself with like-minded individuals, take 30 seconds, check out that third link, see if it's something that you would like to be a part of. And if it's not what you expected, you could always leave the free Facebook group and the free Discord chat that we provide that hosts over 95,000 members worldwide. So I just want to thank you guys again for taking time out of your day and joining us live. I wanted to talk about this question that I've been getting pretty actively, and it's talking a little bit more about like your trading style. I'm going to be talking about my trading style, and I hope that the way that I break things down in explaining the way that I invest can shed some light on how it is that you guys can kind of do the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start sharing my screen. I'm going to show you guys how it is that I label myself as an investor. And I would like you guys to build your own profiles as an investor yourself. The reason that this can be effective is, real quick, for those that don't know who it is that I have a very conservative style of investing, and it works very well for me. I have a pretty high success rate when it comes down to trading and investing in that way, right? You guys, if you guys follow me or watch one of my, if you guys are part of the Learn Plan Profit group, you guys would have seen me trade live. If you're part of the TechBot Solutions group, my other live video showing that I made over $1,000 profit on the day, and that was today on drip, right? And I show my trading style. I'm pretty conservative. I tend to cover profits pretty early, and I'm okay with that. And it works well for me, and I'm a conservative investor. But let's say if I didn't know that and I went in very aggressive, that is why understanding how it is that you trade, the indicators that you use and that you can leverage to experience a higher success rate. That is exactly just what this video is. I'm going to explain my profile as an investor, and I hope that you guys can use the template and develop your own profile, which then can assist you in becoming a more self-sufficient investor and trader as well. So I really hope that you guys enjoy, and yeah, so let's go ahead and see if we can actually do it. It's going to be this little area right here. What I want you guys to be able to see is actually, let's see if I can pop it up and open like this. So this is actually what I want you guys to see. So right here we have my trading profile, let's say, right? My name's Ricky, I'm 23 years old, and it says my trading style. I'm a technical trader, meaning that I like to focus on not so much fundamentals, but more technical, so support and resistance. I like to really look at patterns, and I love doing technical analysis, and I really base my trades based on that, right? I'm a short-term swing trader, so I do short-term swing trades, which means that I tend to hold a stock, not just for one day, so sometimes I do a couple day trades, just like I did today. But in reality, I tend to do short-term swing trades. So about 1 to 3 days is really kind of like the niche that I like to focus on, and it tends to work very well for me. You guys can take some time after this video and watch a couple of my previous videos, and I tend to buy a stock one day and then sell it maybe the following day or the day that follows after that. Again, very short-term swing trading, right? So I hold a stock for normally more than one day. My tenure, so again, how long has it is that I've been trading actively, I want to say 5 years. So I originally got exposed to the market when I was 14. My parents opened me a custodial account. That's how I got exposed to the market, but I wasn't investing in the stock market nonstop ever since then. I've been taking it a lot more serious since when I was about 18 to 19, and that's really when I started going a little bit more aggressively, just like you guys are probably doing right now. So conservative or aggressive style of trading. Again, I am somewhat of a conservative investor. That is my style. I love to cover profits. I love to encourage the people that I mentor to cover profits, and that works well for me. Actually, I think I could, can I do this? Let me see. Just so you guys can see your comments, so I can see your comments at the same time. I think that would be pretty cool. Okay, so conservative style of investing. I'm pretty conservative. You have to ask yourself, are you conservative or are you aggressive? And ask yourself, if you think that you're an aggressive investor, but you experience a higher success rate being more conservative, then you have to, again, this is where you can analyze yourself as an investor and see what you've done and what you think you are, and when you can really just realize that maybe you might not be an aggressive investor, right? Although you might want to be, your conservative style of investing might just have a higher success rate. So again, very simple. Now, current account value. So my TOS account has a little bit over $34,000, and my Fidelity account has a little bit over $29,000. I use the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform, and when I trade off of Fidelity, I can use the mobile app itself. So you guys have seen me use both. 2 days ago, I showed you guys a small little trade on my Fidelity account. I made like $205 in like 15-20 minutes. And then with my TOS account, I show you guys my trades live every single day, especially if you're part of the Learn, Plan, Profit group. So let's see. All right, and then the weekly percentage growth goal. So something that I have for a lot of the people that I mentor is, what is your weekly goal that you are aiming for? Not the dollar value, right? Because your dollar value is always going to be changing as your account continues to grow, right? So if you have $5,000 when you're first starting out and your goal is about $500 on a weekly basis, that's about, well, if you have $5,000, then if you want to make $500 every single week, then it's going to become a lot easier for you to be able to achieve that. Maybe once you get to $10,000, because the overall success rate, instead of it being 10% a week, only then it has to be 5%. So I like to focus on percentage growth and for it to be realistic. Realistically, a lot of the people that I mentor, I encourage to aim for anywhere from around 2.5% to anywhere up to 5% on a weekly basis. Just get the ball rolling, just focus on minimizing loss, and just focus on getting the ball rolling. So I would encourage you to set a weekly percentage growth goal. I have mine set at a growth goal of 12.5%. One of my favorite platforms, TD Ameritrade, the Thinkorswim platform, or the Fidelity Active Trader Pro. And this is more for those that are always asking me, these are for people that are always asking me, like, what are my favorite indicators? So for swing trading, this is going to be it. So what are your top 3 favorite swing trade indicators? It's going to be the time frame within the 180-day 4-hour chart, so the 4-hour candles. It's the EMA with a length of 15, the SMA indicator with a length of 180, and the MACD indicator with a default setting. My top 3 day trade indicators are time frames of 1 day, 1 minute. I love using the VWAP indicator. I like using when it trades in between the middle and top VWAP, and I'll elaborate more on that. The EMA line and the SMA line both have the same length when it comes down to day trades as well. And my favorite patterns to trade that I experience the highest success rate have to be horizontal and ascending uptrend patterns. I try to avoid descending patterns. If you guys don't know what I mean by that, I have a video both in the course and on YouTube that you guys can watch for free to get a better understanding on the top. You guys can search up top or the best patterns to invest Ricky Gutierrez, and the video will pop up. So, and this is something like that you guys can have as, once you identify yourself and label yourself as a specific trader and you see a form of success that's very attractive, now you want to set up certain rules, right? You as an investor want to become disciplined, and you want to make sure that you focus on quality trades. So what steps are you taking that provide structure in your investing, right? As you're investing. And these are my rules. So understand the pattern that you are trading. There's a difference, and the reason that I say that is, although it might sound very generic, there's so many people that make the mistake of, when it comes down to investing in something, although they might see value in something, although they might think that they understand the overall pattern, they might end up buying when it's a little bit more on the overbought side, meaning that it's overextended. And when it pulls back, although the pattern is still showing signs of an ascending uptrend pattern, although it's pulling back, it's still confirming this uptrend pattern. It's just pulling back. If you don't really understand the pattern and it pulls back and you end up cutting losses and then it bounces, you just missed out on an opportunity where you could have just held because you understood the pattern, that there was a pullback you just got into early. And that is the difference for people that understand patterns and those that don't. And again, that is going to take time. So just make sure that you become familiar with the patterns that you choose to invest in. That is my #1 tip for myself. Ensure you are always getting a good deal, meaning that I would like to focus more on stocks and ETFs that are more on the oversold side. I made a video about that yesterday, talking about getting in at a good deal. So you guys can check out that video for more elaboration on that specific topic. Margin of profits or opportunity costs that every stock that I want to invest in, either as a day trade or swing trade, has to offer. I would like to focus on a minimum of about 3% margin of profit. And again, just because it offers 3% doesn't mean that you're going to be able to capitalize on that entire margin. So that's why I say 3% plus minimum. Because sometimes on a day trade, being able to capture 2.5% is still very attractive, right? Especially with a larger account. But again, it's having a goal, having an opportunity cost. A great analogy that I can have for you is, let's say you're in the market of like buying and reselling cars. And you usually buy and resell cars that are normally in the $1,000 range, right? You could buy it for $1,000 and you could usually make, let's say $300. So usually you can sell it for $1,300. Let's say a deal comes up where, it's still a car that you can sell for $1,300, but you have the ability to only buy it for $1,200. It has a $100 margin of profit. Is that opportunity cost worth it? right? Wouldn't you rather just wait, be patient, focus for a quality flip, and then rather flip that, right? Again, same thing with stocks. Although they're intangible, right? You want to make sure that you focus on something that offers value where you're not just jumping in and you're not just over trading. So make sure that you focus on quality and that whatever you invest in meets this form of criteria of what every stock has to offer, this margin of profit, before taking a position. Another thing is the candles are actively trending up above the 180-day EMA, meaning that they are showing signs of an active uptrend pattern. So on the 180-day chart, that they are actively trending up, showing signs of an uptrend pattern, because I want to invest in something to grow my account. So therefore, I want the patterns to be showing the same pattern, right? It makes sense. I have a video elaborating more on that, both in the course and on YouTube as well. The EMA line pointing up, showing signs of an uptrend pattern. I use this reference multiple times, especially if you guys watch me trade live, for those that are part of Learn, Plan, Profit. Every time that I'm watching a stock intraday, I ask you guys, is this EMA line pointing up or pointing down? A great way to be able to view that is if you were to put a cursor, an arrow at the very end of the tip of the EMA line, what direction would it be pointed? Because that's the direction that your account is going to grow, right? Is it going to go up or is it going to go down? And sometimes a lot of people make the decision to get into a stock while the EMA line is still pointing down and hope that they're getting in for a good deal, but they don't wait for the confirmation. And that's why I have this rule for myself to wait for the confirmation. And again, I developed this rule based on experience of loss, right? And that's why I came up with this rule to minimize the overall loss. These are the rules that you are going to be coming up with yourself as you experience more mistakes and you learn from your mistakes. This is what you should be doing. You should be tracking your trades and be able to follow up and actually, set up certain rules so you don't make the same mistakes, right? And then the EMA line pointing up, intraday candles trending in between the middle and top VWAP. If you guys have seen my VWAP video on how it is that I like to use the intraday VWAP indicator, so that's VWAP, it's an indicator on TD Ameritrade, it's an indicator on many platforms, and you can use as an understanding when something is actively trending up intraday or actively trending down, and it gives you a better understanding of when something is a good buy or when something is a little bit more on the overbought side. So Peter Winkle, yeah, so, oh cool, this is live. What's up, Ricky? What's up, Peter? So, Ronnie, yeah, give me like 2 minutes and then I'll get right to you. Thank you again for asking about that. So, the last two is going to be plan your trade. So, this is one of the most important parts. We always encourage three rules within the Learn, Plan, Profit course and as well as the Tech But Solutions community. There is a lot of, because the market is so accessible, you guys have to understand that there's a lot of people making money in this market. There's no question about that. But also there's a lot of people losing money. So what is it that those that are making money understand? Well, they have a better understanding of what it is that they're investing in. And that's all I ask you to do. Have an understanding of what you're investing in and make sure that you understand where you're planning on buying, where you're planning on selling, and where you're planning on cutting your losses if there tends to be a break of pattern or if all of a sudden there's a huge pullback and it hits a dollar value loss or percentage loss that you're no longer comfortable holding. Do not bag hold something. And again, I have a video based on that as well. There's just do me the biggest favor, and before you take a position, just plan out your trade. It's going to take maybe 1 minute more. Plan out your trade. Don't be lazy. Take the initiative of actually planning out your trade so you understand the risk involved. And that goes into the last step. Understand the worst case scenario to play defense. So what I mean by that is, because I'm so conservative, I'm always thinking about what's the worst thing that can happen when I'm about to take this position. And as long as you understand of what can go wrong, you'll have a stop loss or some form of exit strategy so you manage your risk and you minimize overall loss. And that's all I want for you guys. If you are going to start trading, I would encourage you, if you're part of the Learn, Plan, Profit course, I actually made a much more detailed in-depth kind of like, it's a start here. So for all those that are just getting started, there's going to be a section for you guys that you guys can now check out. So when you first enroll in the Learn, Plan, Profit lesson library, be sure to start where it says start here, and it will break down exactly what my rules are, who it is that I am as an investor, my top tips for success, and as well as what was the last thing? Give me one quick second. Let's see, Learn, Plan, Profit, start here, and then certain rules, right, that we have within the chat, and then this criteria checklist. I'll tell you a little bit more about myself, just so you guys get to know me a little bit more and how it is that how I invest on the daily and what I expect from you, right? What's up? So, So for example, holding a stock like Tima's for the next week. And can you use that as an example, as in like, there's a difference from holding something while it's pulling back and when the pattern is still relevant, and there's a difference from there actually being a break of pattern and you bag holding something. And that's something that you guys are going to become a little bit more comfortable with. And what I wanted you guys to understand is, the last thing that I wanted to say is, if I'm catching you at a very early age in your trading career, then I want to encourage you to start paper trading, to start simulation trading. There's a series of platforms out there. It means that you can invest with fake money, but you can invest in real stocks and real ETFs so you gain real experience. Guys, there's a huge resource out there. There's YouTube, there's Google, there's a bunch of search engines for you to utilize to have a better understanding on how to become a more structured and consistent trader. All I ask you to do is to do your own due diligence. Don't be lazy, and this is not a market that you're going to get lucky in. So if you're not someone that is willing to put forth the effort and is not going to do this on a consistent basis and learn from their mistakes, then this probably is not going to be a market for you. Very simple to understand. It is going to take time. It is going to take time for you to learn these different strategies and techniques. Are they secret or anything like that? No, you learn as you go. And that's why I think the simulation and paper trading platform is such an amazing way to get started. There's free videos on YouTube if you don't want to enroll into a private group, right? And there's a bunch of free groups as well. TechBot Solutions, one of the fastest growing trading groups out there. Again, that's the third link in the description. And then I'm just going to answer Ronnie's question real quick. Ronnie's asking, hey Ricky, are there any active coupons or discounts for the LPP? So what I can do is, for the next 24 hours, I can activate a coupon that will give you, I think it's $40 off. So for all those that are interested in watching me trade live, you guys saw what it is that I brought in today for a little bit over $1,000 profit. For all those that are part of Learn Plan Profit, they were able to watch me trade live. I think within the first like 10 to 15 minutes, I was able to capture, I think, like $600 profit. And then about 30 minutes to an hour later, I was able to capitalize the remaining $500. So you guys can watch me trade live every single day. You guys have access to the course for a lifetime. And all you guys have to do is, if you guys want to learn a little bit more about that, just be sure to click that first link in the description. And you guys can use, is there a coupon right now? I'll have to double check. Right now, use promo code BOOM. So that's promo code BOOM. So BOOM, and you will get $40 off the Learn Plan Profit Lesson Library. Take your time. Read through the entire landing page and welcome page for the Learn Plan Profit Lesson Library. You guys can search up, reviews on YouTube. Do your own due diligence. Dedicate time to view and gain your own opinion of me as a trader. Watch a couple of my videos. You will learn more about who it is that I am, the different markets that I invest in. I don't just invest in the stock market, and what it is that me and my team and what our goal is to do. So I hope that this video can provide a little bit more structure and getting a better understanding for yourself on who it is that you are as a trader, so you could focus on the strategies and techniques that will work well for you. That's all I want. So thank you guys again so much for watching. I hope that you guys all have an amazing day. Continue working hard, continue following your dreams. Let your passion be what drives your success. And like always, guys, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.